Imagine a dark screen suddenly lit with flashing headlines. Bold text in neon red declares, Bybit loses $1.5 billion overnight. As a series of vivid headlines and images flash across the scene. The visuals shift from shadowy cryptic symbols of digital networks to the stark and urgent phrase, biggest crypto hack of 2025. The background is filled with suspenseful music which gradually climbs in intensity, drawing you deep into the unfolding drama. I, as your guide through this digital mystery, led you into understanding a story that seems almost too wild to believe. A story about one of the largest thefts in crypto history. The narrative begins from a point of quiet shock, with the realization that not only was a vast sum lost, but that the methods behind the theft challenge what many of us believed about digital security. I ask you gently, yet firmly, but how did this really happen? And why is this money gone forever? The visuals continue to flicker, blending touches of stark reality with dramatic reenactments of cyber infiltration. In a relaxed tone meant for everyone, from novices to enthusiasts, I lay the groundwork by presenting the facts in simple language, inviting you along on this journey of discovery. As I recount the event, the tension in the music softens just enough to show empathy and understanding for those unfamiliar with such technical stories, ensuring that you feel both informed and at ease as we prepare to break down the complexities of this digital heist. Now, let's step back and start with the basics. A crypto wallet is not like a physical wallet that holds your cash in your pocket. Instead, it is a tool that stores something much more abstract, private keys. Think of these keys as the secret passwords or digital signatures that give you access to your digital funds stored on a blockchain. The blockchain is like an enormous, shared ledger that records every transaction ever made, and your wallet keys are the only items that let you unlock that ledger to access your money. I explain this with simple animated graphics in your mind. Picture a sturdy, safe vault, and imagine a golden key sliding in to unlock the heavy door. That key is your private key for your crypto wallet, granting you access to what really matters, your digital assets. I break down the concept into clear, easy-to-understand language, so that even if you're new to cryptocurrency, you can grasp that the wallet does not hold coins in a conventional sense. Instead, it holds the keys to the kingdom, which are critical in the world of digital finance. By keeping track of these essential elements, you begin to understand how vital they are for security. A loss of these keys can mean a loss of access forever. In this narrative, I ensure that you feel comfortable with these foundational concepts, gradually building your understanding so that the later, more complex events, the hack and the massive loss, make complete sense. Let's now explore the heart of the matter. How could hackers manage to steal such an enormous sum of money? Imagine this as a well-choreographed digital heist, where every step must be perfectly executed. One of the initial methods used by the hackers was phishing. In simple terms, phishing involves tricking individuals into providing crucial login details or access credentials, often through deceptive emails or messages that appear legitimate. Picture an employee at Bybit who, thinking they are responding to a normal request, unwittingly hands over their secret access codes. With these credentials, the hackers gain a foothold into Bybit's systems. Once inside, the next attack vector involved exploiting API keys. These keys act like digital addresses that allow different systems to communicate. If a hacker manages to secure an API key, they can command the system behind the scenes, almost as if they had been given the master key to a digital safe. I illustrate this scene with a visual animation, digital doorways swinging open as hackers navigate through a network, the surroundings dim yet alive with streams of binary code flowing across the screen. After gaining initial access, they target what are known as hot wallets. Hot wallets are connected to the internet, which makes them both convenient and vulnerable. They are the primary storage for funds that need frequent access, but their online nature makes them an enticing target for hackers. I describe a vivid scene where, in a digital landscape filled with luminous grids and pulsing lights, the hackers move stealthily through security firewalls. They bypass digital locks and rapidly transfer the stolen funds from Bybit's hot wallets to wallets controlled entirely by them. Throughout this narrative, I maintain a friendly and relaxed tone, explaining each step in everyday language without overwhelming you with technical jargon. The story unfolds as a methodical process, first trickery and human error, then exploiting digital communication, and finally targeting the part of the system most exposed to the world, the hot wallets. In this way, I paint a clear picture of a well-executed cyber attack that, despite its technical sophistication, relies on familiar concepts of deception and vulnerability. Moving forward, let's clarify what exactly was stolen in this dramatic heist. The theft wasn't a vague, undefined error. It involved very real and well-known cryptocurrencies: Bitcoin, BTC, Ethereum, ETH, and Tether, USDT. I describe the process in clear terms. These digital tokens were carefully transferred from Bybit's hot wallets directly into wallets controlled by the hackers. Imagine a flowing stream of digital currency, marked by recognizable logos and symbols, traveling across a digital network. In our animated mental video, you see tokens moving along a bright, winding path on a digital map, each move recorded on a blockchain explorer screen which shows an unbreakable record of where the tokens have gone. I emphasize that while the trail is permanent and traceable, it brings with it a harsh reality. Once these tokens are sent out, there is no way to turn back the clock or press a reverse button. Everything is recorded in an immutable ledger, where every transaction is permanent. The narrative here is straightforward and unembellished, ensuring that you, as someone new to these concepts, grasp the seriousness and finality of the theft. It's a clear-cut case. Valuable cryptocurrencies are lost forever to addresses that belong to the attackers, underscoring the critical importance of securing one's digital keys and assets in an increasingly interconnected world. Now let's delve into why these transactions are irreversible. In the world of traditional banking, if money is sent in error, there is usually a mechanism in place to reverse the transaction. However, in the realm of cryptocurrency, things work very differently. At the core of every crypto transaction is the blockchain, a decentralized, digital ledger that records every single movement of funds. Once a transaction is confirmed on this ledger, it becomes a permanent part of the historical record, like writing in ink on paper. I present this concept with the imagery of an unchangeable digital ledger, where every move is etched in stone and cannot be altered or erased. I also compare this to traditional bank transfers where human intervention often allows a chance to correct mistakes. In contrast, blockchain's very strength, its immutability, also creates a severe limitation in situations like this. If a transaction is fraudulent or mistaken, there is no central authority that can roll back the clock. The narrative describes how, despite the advanced security measures that blockchain provides, the permanence of each transaction means that once the hacker's hands have grasped the funds, reversing the transaction is simply impossible. This is not a flaw in the system but rather an inherent feature that provides traceability and trust in normal operations. However, in the context of a security breach, this very feature leaves victims without recourse. Finally, we reach the aftermath of this astounding event. Faced with the tremendous loss, Bybit has initiated immediate protective measures. The scene is one of urgency but also clear determination. The platform has frozen withdrawals in order to prevent any further damage, and they are now on a mission to track down the hacker-controlled wallets. Visualize a scene where digital detectives follow a trail of data, piecing together clues from the immutable records of the blockchain. At the same time, Bybit is offering a bounty for any information that might lead to the recovery of the stolen funds. In this moment, I gently ask the viewers a reflective question. Is your crypto truly safe on exchanges, or would a cold wallet provide a more secure alternative? The narrative then wraps up with a concise and impactful invitation to stay vigilant and informed about digital security. Remember, the technology that powers our modern financial transactions is as resilient as it is unforgiving. With that, I echo a reminder to explore more deep-dive crypto stories, urging you to continue learning about this ever-evolving digital landscape.